Today we're going to look at how to solve titrations. So our question states, a 75 milliliter solution of hydrochloric acid with an unknown concentration is titrated to the equivalence point with 27.3 milliliters of 0.157 molar of calcium hydroxide. What was the concentration of the hydrochloric acid in the original solution? Let's first start out by drawing the picture of what this would look like. The particle picture shows us that both the hydrochloric acid and the calcium hydroxide both break apart completely into ions because they are both aqueous solutions. I have also written that we don't know the original concentration of the hydrochloric acid, but we do know the original concentration of the calcium hydroxide, and we know both of their volumes. We're going to use the calcium hydroxide concentration and volume to solve for the original concentration of the hydrochloric acid. So we know that the equation concentration times volume gives us moles. So because we were given the concentration of the calcium hydroxide and the volume, we multiply those two together and get the moles of calcium hydroxide. We take the moles of calcium hydroxide and we use the stoichiometry from the balanced equation, which is written underneath the question. And we see that for 1 mole of calcium hydroxide, there are 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. So we multiply that together to get the moles of hydrochloric acid. We know that we can find concentration by using the moles divided by the volume. So we take the moles of the hydrochloric acid that we just found and we divide it by the original volume of the hydrochloric acid, and we get an answer of 0.114296 molar of hydrochloric acid. Now let's look at the common mistakes. The first mistake would be using the equation M1V1 equals M2V2. This is not for titrations, this is used for dilutions. So if you were to use this equation, you would get the question wrong. The second common mistake is adding the volumes together in the end after you have found the moles of hydrochloric acid and you divide by the liters of the hydrochloric acid. If you were to add up both the liters of the hydrochloric acid and calcium hydroxide and divide by that, you would not get the concentration for the hydrochloric acid because in the original solution there was no calcium hydroxide. The third common mistake is writing the balanced equation wrong. If you write the balanced equation wrong, the stoichiometry will be off for when you're converting from moles of calcium hydroxide to moles of hydrochloric acid, and when you do this, the rest of your calculation will be wrong because you will have calculated the moles of hydrochloric acid wrong. And that's it for this video, and I hope this helped you learn how to solve a titration problem.